News at Night will be presenting a special programme dealing with AIDS on December the 1st. Outspoken British rap act Fundamental are currently creating a stir on the airwaves with their new single, Countryman. And they're also in the midst of a legal battle. 2 members of the band left the group, and now there's a dispute over who can actually use the name Fundamental. We asked 2 members who claim they're the original Fundamental whether having commercial success and hit singles is important to a new band in the media-crazed 90s.
Asian man go other dream toward the promised land, and the invite is ready for the family to hear. Sisters and mothers run out in fear to lose their mind for whom they care. But the problem, you see, is very clear. He rationalized his mind on his way out. He thought about the future it could do without.
Really buy that whole. I mean, you know, what is commercialism? You know, I think that Public Enemy are not commercial. I think the Doors weren't commercial, Who weren't commercial, Rolling Stones weren't commercial, but you know, they just like built up the foundation and people like went to them. They didn't have to like kind of mold themselves to go to people. So I think that if it becomes bigger, it'll become bigger on its own thing, and if it's successful, brilliant. If it isn't, still that, you know, working from the grassroots is far more important. When we talk about hits, I think that, you know, we want to reassess this whole hit kind of like philosophy. To us, a hit is when we receive letters from, you know, 15, 16-year-old kids who are not asking us for our autographs or saying, can we have a photograph of you? They're saying, we really love what you're talking about, and what you're, you know, what you're representing is what we feel. That's a hit. Yeah. That's a connection.
That is success. That's like our definition of success.
British dance act The Prodigy are currently preaching their breakbeat message of one love with the aid of a computer-generated video. MTV News recently spoke to the band and asked them about their future plans.
Liam's actually working on a new album at the moment, totally different tracks. The whole stage show is going to change, incorporate more, make it more theatrical. We're just experimenting at the moment to see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
You know?
It's going to be interesting to see what the new album's like, because when I think about an album, I think about something you can listen to at home rather than sort of like something that you go and buy and a DJ plays in the club or something. You know, we've saved the 12-inch vinyl for the DJs to play and the 12-inch CD singles, but for an album it's something you can keep, and it represents what we've been doing over the last year. And yeah, there's some interesting material on it, I think.
And on Friday's News at Night, you can see a special report on the making of that innovative video. And now for our regular look back into music history. It was 25 years ago today that John Lennon was convicted of possession of cannabis and fined £150. The court accepted his explanation that he no longer used marijuana and that the amount found in his possession was an old forgotten stash. Also in that same year, Van Morrison released his groundbreaking album Astral Weeks. Astral Weeks was recorded in just 48 hours, and it was considered one of the decade's most haunting and enigmatic albums. And tomorrow in our Tuesday report on breaking bands, we meet Buffalo Tom, a Boston trio who've released 4 albums, are currently on a European tour, and are often described as alternative.
Alternative, yeah. It's a funny word, because what's alternative now? Alternative basically means that we sell less records than most people, you know, but it's Pearl Jam or Nirvana's alternative because they sell more records than, like, you know, Bon Jovi. So is Bon Jovi the alternative now? That's my quotable thing this year.
And that's it for tonight's News at Night. Don't forget you can find all today's stories on the MTV Tech service on your TV. Next up, as always, it's 3 from 1 today with Guns N' Roses. See ya.